Hello, everyone. Today is the 7th of June, 2025, and we are going to look at the four pairs traded from the system as of last week. As usual, start in Euro Yen, H1, and we have to determine the daily and the 4-hour direction. So the daily is long, 4-hour is short. So what do we have? We have a 15-minute trade with a two-ball retrace. So you can take the short. Let's take that short. So 15. And between sessions. And normally I don't trade that. So let's go back to the one. Let's see. And there's the long. And that's after sessions. So no trade on Monday. Let's see what Tuesday brings. And there's a short. It's a 15-minute trade, but the daily is long. Let's look to the 15. Doesn't help, but it's on a retrace. 5. 5 is a fresh cross. And 1. All right. No clue here. So we can take this or the breakup. Let's take that. 15-minute cross. And straight, sorry. Here's the trade. And that's 24 pips. Using these too many times. Okay. So that's a good start. Okay, is equal to 24. All right, back to the H1. And here's a second trade that goes going long on a 1 hour. So let's see what the 15 doesn't tell us anything. 5 also doesn't tell us anything. The 1 minute gives us an entry. And if you look at the H1, it's through the end of day. Only 2 bits. I'm taking the second one because we missed the Monday. So slightly different than the normal. Here is Wednesday, and we are still in the long setup, but we need a fresh cross. And there's our fresh cross. Pick this up. Let's look at the 5. 5 is the one that gave us a fresh cross. And line up till here. So 5 is way past the fresh cross. Let's take a look at the 1. And the 1 is coming out of a 2-ball rotation. There's the entry. This is a 1 hour trade. So this one must have been some news with a spike. Let's take the loss. 8 pips. And then it gives us 15-minute short. Well, no, this is not a trade. All right. Thursday, here is where we start. 1 hour, 4 hour daily in sync. 15. And 15 came out of 2 ball. 5. Fresh cross. The 1. 5 gives a fresh cross, so we'll take that. H1. And our trade is 3 here. End of day again. And that is 58. Okay, not bad. Up to Friday. And what we see is a 2 ball retrace, so we have to wait till here. Basically waiting for a 15-minute fresh cross. Doesn't happen. 3 ball with the 5. Hopefully that gives us better direction. And it does. And hopefully the 1 will give us better entry, but no. So stick 5 entry. That would be up here. And this is a 1 hour trade. And then exit right there for 14 pips. That is equal to 6,406, 130. Okay, not bad. Yeah, you know that. Now we are on the EU. As usual, we have to look to see where the daily is. The daily is long, 4 hours long. So this is a 1 hour long trade. 15-minute. No clue here. 5, no, 1. No, it's coming out of 1 ball. That's our entry. Let's see over there. H1 trade. End of day. No. There we go. 48 bits. Okay. Who means? And if you wanted to continue, there was another trade. Now we come to Tuesday. What do we have? So we are still in the long. There's no long setup. So come to the US session, in the middle of 1 ball. It's not a good sign. The next sign is on Wednesday, when the 4 hour, 1 hour come into sync with the daily. Let's look at the 15-minute. And since I don't trade in between sessions, here is the fresh cross. 5. 5 is also a fresh cross, must have been some news. And 1 is also a fresh cross. Okay, let's take a look at the 1 hour. Got us out over here. 14 pips. All right, Thursday. Here's the fresh cross. 4 hour, 1 hour in sync with the daily. This is after hours, so this is where we start to look. 5. Fresh cross is here. Now, if you didn't want that, let's see if the 1 minute gives us a fresh cross. And it turns. It's the 1 hour trade. Obviously, the spike, we would be out, but we're taking the conservative exit over 12 pips. Friday. 1 hour has gone short. 4 hour goes short over here. This is a 15-minute trade. The daily is still pointing up. And this is the news. NFP 5 should be on the 1 minute already over here. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. And there is our entry for the 15-minute. And it's a break-even trade. Okay. Again, this is news, so you could take yourself out on the spike, but you're not doing that. Okay. 12 and 20 is 40 and 50. All right. Let's look at GJ. GJ. 1 hour. All right. Where's the daily? It's too far. So let's look at the daily itself. Daily is a long. Yeah, from a month or so ago. All right. So we're looking at daily long, 4 hour short, 1 hour short. So 15-minute trade. See if the 15 gives us a fresh cross. It does right there. Or over the 5. No. 1. Yes, right there. 15-minute trade. And in between sessions, so this is where I'm out. 33 pips. Not bad. On to Tuesday. And we're still operating in the short right there. 15-minute short. So the US session gives us a sync trade. I'll see what we get. I'll do there. Fresh cross here. See the 1 minute. 15-minute trade. It's coming out over here. 19 pips. Okay. Then of course there's this trade that I've given you 50 some pips. We did not do that. Not this one. All right. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're still on the long 1 ball retrace. So 15 minutes should give us a fresh cross. Does 5, No clue. One. Here's a retrace. So 1 hour and heavy loss. Oops. I think this is the biggest loss we've taken so far. Okay. All the months that I've been doing this. All right, since we had a loss, but there's no trade here. Actually, the trade is here. It's a 1 hour trade. Need a fresh cross. Doesn't happen. 5 minute. Gives us a fresh cross in 1 minute. And tell us anything. So out. There's the entry. 1 hour trade. And here's the exit right there. 6 pips. Okay. Let's look at Friday. Here's a Friday setup for long. Dean should give us. This is another one. I'm going to see if I get a fresh cross over here, but I doubt it. So here, I'm going to force this trade basically. 1 minute. Not a good idea. So we took that trade to the end of the week. 86 pips. For those of you getting used to the system, I would wait till somewhere in here. And that would give, let's see what it gives. All right, 86 plus 36, 122 is 42. Oh, minus 42 is 80, 99, 132. Even with that big loss. So if you're taking a trade somewhere here, let's say, it's still giving us about good 50 pips. Anyway. All right, GU. Here's a 4, here's a 1. Where is the daily? Daily's long. It's a good 1 hour trade. Look at the 15. No clue here. 5. Nothing there. 1. First fresh cross is here. H1. And it's the end. US session. 26. Okay. It's up to Tuesday. What do we have? The 1 hour short, 4 hour long, no trade. All right. Wednesday, no trade. And a trade here. So this is interesting, right? There's a trade here, long. Right? 4 hour, 1 hour, daily. See what happens here. Fresh cross there. 5, 1. So if we took that on the 1 hour as a break-even trade. So we ignore that and we come here. We look at the 15 again. Gives us a fresh cross here. 5. W. 1. Nothing there. So let's look at the 15. Take our entry on the 15. So 1 hour trade. And it's basically break even. All right, let's come to Thursday. It's a long setup. 15. No clue. 5. Fresh cross. And 1. Fresh cross. So 1 hour trade. Here's the exit. 49 pips. All right. And let's look at Friday. We're looking for a short. 15-minute short. Got 15 minutes. After hours. So you're looking over here. This is FOMC. I'll just skip to the 1. See if you get anything. And it's our entry. All right. 15-minute trade. That's break even. Okay. Of course, like I said on the news, with a spike like that, you can always take your pips there. But we're not doing that. All right. So what is the total? We'll do 55 plus 132 is 187 plus 54, 237, 41. 3, 7, 3. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Have a good one. See you next week. Bye.